Hi friends, very good morning all of you. So normally I come with FM videos, auditing videos, study strategy videos, test series or study plan videos and all. Today I'm here with a very different video which usually I do not do these kind of things. I just want to speak about this COVID and Corona. The main reason why I want to discuss about this thing is the number of cases increasing in my neighborhood, in my vicinity, and when I am speaking with my friends. The other day before yesterday, I was speaking with one of my very close friends, my childhood friend, and four of the family members expired day before yesterday due to this COVID. So the situation is scary, the situation is little threatening. So in this regard, I just wanted to know more about this COVID and all, and because so many people are saying another 1-2 years it will be like this, and there will be no back to normalcy, it will be a new normal. So this masks and PPE kits and all this are going to be regular, so it is little scary. Then I was fortunate enough to come across a profile of a gentleman. His name is Dr. M.S. Reddy, a very famous virologist, Indian origin virologist settled in US. A very big guy, as big as he was nominated 4 times for Nobel Prize. 4 times he was nominated, a famous virologist. So, as a layman, what I understand is these people do research about this viruses and all, and he has huge, very high level of knowledge in this domain. So, I have seen one of his interviews a week back. He has given one interview for one of famous Telugu channels. The interview is 90% in Telugu, but because he is an NRI, he is jumping into English and all. So, if you are a Telugu speaking guy, just you can Google Dr. M.S. Reddy views about a famous virologist, his views about this COVID and all. So he was giving all the precautionary things, how to deal with this and all. If you cannot understand, I'll tell you the summary of that. But before that, let me tell you one thing. It is a real life experience of mine way back in 2007. 2006 is the year when I qualified as a chartered accountant. 2007, I was working as one auditing teacher in one small academy. I was teaching auditing for CA intermediate. So that academy, they do not have hostels those days. It was in a very small town. There was a student who came from around 200-250 kilometers. He traveled and he was staying in a private hostel, and he is studying in this particular academy for CA intermediate. One Sunday they wanted to explore the nearby places. So there is one place, now it is Andhra Pradesh capital, Amaravati we call. Okay, of course, not capital, and proposed to be the capital by the previous government. Now there is some issue going on about that. So there is a place called Amaravati where there is one very good temple of Lord Shiva. So this guy, he asked his friend, hey, shall we go to that temple, have a darshan and come back? It is 35 kilometers away from his place. So 35 kilometers, they want to drive, they want to go on a ride, kind of long drive. But if it is a two-wheeler, we don't use the word drive, we use the word ride. So they were on a ride. So 35 kilometers, they wanted to enjoy, they wanted to have the darshan, they want to come back, and it was a Sunday. Around 9:30, 9:30 in the morning, I have received a call from director of this academy and saying that, Pawan sir, can you please come here? I need, someone's moral support. I asked what happened. He said, our student met with an accident and he was spot dead. He died. So I am panic. So immediately we reached the place. It was some 10-15 kilometers away from our place. So we went there, and there were police, and the body was taken to government hospital. So we have to do all the formalities. The father and mother of this boy came. Everybody is crying. Everybody is in a very sad mood. Surprisingly, it was a bike called Hero Puck. 2 people went. So the student, our student who died, was sitting on the back seat. Friend, the person who's riding is his friend who's not studying CA. He was some other guy. So this guy who's driving is there crying. Not even a small scratch, not even a small scratch is there on his body. Not even a drop of blood. He got some, hurt on his knee, and he is crying because he lost his friend. And the person who's sitting behind spot dead. So we saw the body of the person, we were very sad, and there were no injuries on this person also. Then I went to a doctor and I asked, sir, how did this happen? Then he called this guy who survived the accident and he asked, hey, tell me what has happened. Then he said, sir, we are passing through a village. There were a bunch of buffaloes, and one buffalo running across the road from, crossing the road from one side to another side, and it has come all of a sudden from nowhere. It appeared on the road, and I had to put a very sudden brake, and both of us have fallen down. That's all. I don't know anything other than this. Then the doctor said, okay, you can go. Then doctor said, Pawan, this guy who was behind, he was scared, shocked of the incident, and in a fraction of a second, he died. It is not because of any physical injury. There is not even a small injury on the body. It was a shock. The first person who was riding the bike, he was given some, medicine for that knee pain, and he was okay within 2 days. I and the academy director, we were in a very deep shock because he was one of very nice students. That day I realized how difficult it is to manage the courage and to have that mental balance. And see, no physical harm happened. It is not, the death is not due to the physical damage of the accident. He is not hurt physically, but what do we call it? Shall we call it a weak heart, or shall we call it that fraction of second he was unable to take it, he couldn't accept it. In that fraction of second, in that shock, he died. Why I told you this story, this story gives me a lot of pain whenever I remember this. This is for the first time in this 14 years I'm speaking about this story. I have never told this to any of my close friends also. I have never discussed this in any of my classes. Today I feel the necessity of discussing this because the COVID is also giving the same kind of fear factor to people. Fear factor. Now what happened, the damage of COVID, will it hit me? That God only knows. But the kind of fear, panic, stress, depression, anxiety we are having because of this. We are losing money, we are losing jobs, we are losing lives, we are losing our hope. And this is creating a lot of stress. And especially, in lockdown 1, if you observe, so many suicides. We read the news, and in the news they say in Thailand suicide rate has become double because of this COVID. People are losing jobs because it is a tourism based country. There is no tourism. International guests are not coming, so they do not have money to eat. They are dependent on the government subsidies and food provisions. Food and provisions are supplied by the government, and that too many people are not getting. That is the reason they committed suicides. So looking at it, we are panic in India, thousands of kilometers away. In Delhi, in one of the hospitals, oxygen is not available. Here we are panic. In Ahmedabad, there was fire accident in a COVID hospital and people died, and here we are panic. So, am I saying that we should not be concerned? No. As a human being, even I am concerned. When I read a news or when I come across something in social media, obviously I'll be concerned. But having said that, now it is high time for us to understand what are the do's and don'ts. What are the do's and don'ts? What should I do in this pandemic? What should I do? And I am doing this video on 6th of May, and from day after tomorrow there is a lockdown in Kerala, and in many states there is a lockdown. In many states, the central government was unable to make a harsh decision in the interest of economy, in the interest of jobs, in the interest of business, in the interest of so many other things. They have their genuine reasons. Then they have given this to state governments, and many state governments, you call it Delhi, you call it Maharashtra, you call it Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, you call it Kerala. Every state is coming with stringent policies. First they started night curfew, then they started weekend curfew, now they are starting lockdown. So will it go to a national level lockdown? Probably yes, because the numbers, if you see, 4 lakh cases a day. So obviously there should be a lockdown. Logically there should be a lockdown. CA exams postponed, JEE exams postponed, CW exams postponed, CS exams postponed, all the exams postponed. Now I'll tell you the summary of my intention to come with you with this video. First thing is, fear kills a person. Fear kills a person. What you need to do is, you need to have courage. In the street where I am living, yesterday there was a death. In the street where I am living, yesterday night there was a death. So an ambulance came and it is taking the body. We should be very strong, bold, and we should have courage. This is a difficult time. Many difficult things have passed, and now this also shall pass. So that Dr. M.S. Reddy was saying in 1945, when this World War happened, in the World War, there were, after the World War, if you see, there were so many medical problems. So these people who are affected because of this World War physically, that wounds, that ailments and all, it is causing many new types of diseases, many new types of illnesses because of new bacteria which was not there few weeks back or few months back. They do not know the medicines, what can be used for that. So that is where reportedly this famous virologist, he was telling that antibiotics were invented at that time. But normally they have phase 1, phase 2, the trials will be there, no? After phase 1 trials will be there, phase 2 trials will be there. First they experiment with 1,000 people, and then they experiment with 10,000 people, then they experiment, on animals. So there were some stages. After that, government will give permission to them, and then bulk production happens. In World War, there was no time for phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 kind of experiments. What they have done is straight they released the medicine. That is what he told. Even I do not know. I came to know this just yesterday. Then it is one of the triggers. After that, this antibiotic medicines were invented at that point of time. Today also we are using them. Similarly, when this COVID vaccination came, we do not have enough time for phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. In a hurry, we released it. That is the reason many people were having doubts about the vaccination. Will the vaccine really works? But I'll tell you one thing, as this is the version or opinion or view of so many intellects, including Mr. M.S. Reddy. Whether the vaccine works or no, keep it aside. It will not create any harm to you. Its efficacy, its efficiency could be 80% or 60% or 91%, whatever it is. But there are very few instances where after dose 1, dose 2, people are getting COVID and all. There are very less chances. Even if they get also, there is very less chance that they will die. But some things in social media, are they verified information, not verified information? We don't know. Chumma people started circulating these kind of things. After COVID vaccine 2, 20 people died. Where 20 people died? No base for the news. So please do not circulate this kind of news. Please do not believe in this kind of news. I'm telling you, if you have in your house any elderly people, encourage them to go for vaccination. We really do not know whether vaccination works or no. But I'll tell you one thing. You read any holy book, whatever the belief system you are from, whether you read Bible, you read Quran, remember one thing. Faith works, and faith only works. If you do not have faith, Nothing works. First, you should have faith, and you should not have fear. You should have faith. Don't follow this kind of news, negativity, social media. Instead of saying 4 lakh new cases came, why can't we say 3.8 lakh people were discharged and recovered yesterday? 4 lakh cases came, but it is also true that more than 3.5 lakh people recovered. No, how beautiful this version is. So let us take something positive. Don't run behind the statistics, okay? Don't run behind the statistics. The accumulated number of cases in India is 1.92 crores. What will that give to you? What will that give to you? Tell me. Nothing. Nothing. So I'm telling you one thing. There is only one way we can come out of this nonsense. Will it take 1 month of time, 1 year of time, 2 years of time? We do not know. We do not know how many days it will still take for us to come to normalcy. We really do not know. And in a country like India, where the population is 140 crores, it is very difficult even to get all this vaccination and all. Today we are speaking on 6th May, and 28th April, the windows were opened for 18 plus people to get the vaccination. Even I come under that age category 18 to 45, so even I registered, but to book the appointment, there are no vaccines. 45 plus people, for them there is no second dose of vaccine also in so many places. So this is the reality. This is that you curse state government, you curse central government, you curse the infrastructure. No one can do anything, because this is what it is. So before that vaccination, what can be done? What can be done? Simple. I have come up with 3 points what you can do, 3 points what you should not do. I term this as do's and don'ts. I term this as do's and don'ts. In do's, point number 1, preventive measures. Preventive measures. Day before yesterday, I went for my regular body checkup, and I met one endocrinologist, Dr. Karthik, who is, a very good doctor. So I asked him, Doc, last time, during the first wave, many people used preventive medicines like, vitamin C, D, and then zinc, then iron. So all these things they consumed for 1-2 months. Shall I do this for me and my family? He said, no. He said that will not give anything to you other than psychological satisfaction. He said, eat food properly. In your food, when you are taking good food, vegetables, and then pulses, sprouts, and fruits, in this, all the necessary minerals, whatever are there, you will get it. You don't need to eat any preventive medicines. Point number 1. Point number 2, wearing masks. Okay, 2-layer, 3-layer, 6-layer, different types of masks are there. If you are using 2-layer mask, better use 2 masks. Using mask, social distancing, okay, and then sanitizing, washing your hands frequently. These kind of things are a must. Initially, we have done that. But by holding out after 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, we were lazy, or you call it reckless, or by holding out, we are not doing it. And a very important point, what the doctor, a very famous virologist, again I am telling you, he was nominated for Nobel 4 times. That level person said, one very important thing, have proper ventilation. If you have windows or doors, let them open. Cross ventilation is better. So if you have one door in the front and one door in the back, so to the extent possible, open the doors, open the windows. So when there is that kind of ventilation, there are very less chances that you will be affected by the virus. Closed places with AC especially are more prone to spread this virus. Open places, you will not get this virus infected easily. So please follow that. Please follow that. And exercises. Physical activity, mental activity. Exercises are must. Whether you follow yoga or any kind of sadhana or meditation you call it, or exercises you call it, because we cannot go to gyms now. If you have the equipment at home, you can follow that and all. But physical activity is a must. So this is one. What is one? Preventive measures. No medication, but mask, social distancing, washing your hands frequently, sanitization, physical activity. This is step 1. Step 2, I'm telling you, if this doesn't work, nothing works if you believe in God. prayer. Prayer. Even I have decided today that I will read Bhagavad Gita once again. If you follow Islam, read Quran. If you follow Christianity, read Bible. So whatever the holy book you can, read it. Read it. That gives you a lot of strength. The roots will be very strong and you will be ready to fight anything. So step 1, preventive measures. Step 2, prayer. Step 3, pursue a hobby. P, P, P. What is the first one? Preventive measures. What is the second one? Prayer. What is the third one? Pursue a hobby. That could be book reading. That could be create a website. Nowadays, I am seeing some shit going on. What is that, Coding classes for 6-year, 7-year boys. Coding classes. Our engineers who have done that professionally were struggling to do that. And in my family, I have big engineers, I tell you. One of my first cousin, my dad's brother's son, he is one of the finest engineers. So he breaks his head sometimes to solve problems and all. And we are seeing in Facebook and YouTube that 6-year, 7-year people coding classes and all. God only knows. But I'll tell you one thing. You can create website free of cost. Time pass. Create a website in your name. So try to do something. Learn, in YouTube, learn some videos. Handicrafts, cooking, then this coding, then this website, digital marketing. There are so many free classes in Google. Google is giving you so many free classes. And in Udemy and all, in 99 rupees, you can subscribe so many classes and you can learn. So learn something. It could be music, it could be dance, it could be, some yoga, it could be some Zumba dance, it could be some, some physical activity, some mental activity. But imagine if it adds value to your career. Something like if you are a student of accountancy, learning Tally, learning MS Office, all these things are available free of cost. Or if you want to be, generation X person, then learn digital marketing. Without any cost you can do. Learn social marketing, learn SEO, search engine optimization, learn web designing. So whatever domain you are from, if you are learning web designing kind of things, that will definitely add value to your future. Still, if you want to explore more things, do vlogging, make some videos and put in your Insta, IGTV or in YouTube. Anyway, 90% of videos are shit only. So if you create a new shit, nothing will happen to the world, okay? So chumma time pass. You used to do so many TikTok videos, no? It is fit for nothing, I know. But time pass, pursue a hobby. The best hobby is, I'm telling you, the hobby which gives you some earnings in the future, which adds value, which increases the productivity, like MS Office, Tally, spoken English, these kind of things. So what are 3 do's? Do one is preventive. Do 2 is prayer. Do 3 is pursue a hobby. What are 3 don'ts? Don't be panic. Don't fear. Don't have a stress, anxiety and depression. Never. Don't. This is 1. 2. Don't follow these news channels, social media, digital media. Never. They are injecting poison. They are injecting poison. New variant is 1500 times worse than the old variant. What all these things are? Simple, I'm telling you. Create fear in the minds of people and earn money is the funda of nowadays businesses. Create fear factor in the other. Like, happily living human being, newly married, happily blessed with a baby boy or a baby girl. Okay, so happy life. He switches on TV and he sees one advertisement of life insurance company. What if you die tomorrow? Your wife will be widower. Your child will be on the road, orphan. Who will save? Who will save them? What about their future? So pay insurance premium today. Tomorrow after your death, will give money to your family. This guy who is happily married and blessed with a baby boy or a baby girl, fear factor. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, what to do? Then he will pay 10,000 rupees premium. Finally, what happens? Finally, what happens? Have you read what happens finally? LIC earned 37,500 crore rupees from investments this season. Finally, that happens. My dad is against LIC. I am against LIC, but I pay for tax benefits and all. I pay. Okay, I'm not speaking about life insurance corporation. I'm not speaking about insurance business. Okay, I am speaking about creating fear in happy minds and happy hearts, and then earning money. That is the funda of a business. Please don't fall into this. Okay, TV channels also intentionally they create nonsense. Intentionally they create nonsense. 10 people recovered from COVID hospital, went back to their families and living happy life. Have you ever seen this kind of news in any of the TV channels? 10 years back, whatever has happened, that file photos they bring, they add masala, and they say Viswasaniya Vargala Samaj. Who is that? Who is that source? As per the sources, who is that source? Nothing. Chumma you created. You are, better than Lord Brahma in creating news. They cook news. They cook news. See, I'll tell you one thing. Oxygen shortage is there, or that medicine is not available, beds are not there. Why are we panic 2000 kilometers away when we have enough opportunity to take care of our parents, to take care of our elders, to take care of our own life? Better you do that, no? There are so many things which you can do sitting at home. Spend your time happily with your people. Don't get panic with what is happening, 2500 kilometers away from you. Need not be. So don't even allow this fear factor, anxiety, depression to come into your mind. Okay, this is point number 1. Point number 2, don't follow news channels, social media, which is injecting fear. 3, don't run behind statistics. Don't run behind statistics. How many deaths are there, how many new patients are there, how many recoveries happened. See, there were some news in some posts in Facebook, Insta and all I have seen. They are saying in this 10 countries together these many cases are there. In India double to that cases are there. Idiots, apply common sense. That 10 countries put together is also not having half of Indian population. Obviously, no. If population is more, cases will be more. How can you compare India with a country whose population is not even 5 crores or 10 crores? Don't you think it is stupidity? But a person who cannot understand this logic will be panicked. No, Amma, our cases are more than that country cases are. Feel happy that our recovery rate is one of the best in the world, and our fatality, this death rate is very less. It is not told by a chartered accountant Pawan Kumar, it is told by a virologist M.S. Reddy. YouTube, in YouTube you search it, he himself said, it was told 5 days back. 5 days back he told this. India has the highest recovery rate. And he suggested include buttermilk with little turmeric. Buttermilk, diluted buttermilk with little turmeric in your meal. He said that is better than any other medicine in the world now for this corona. Only one thing, prayer, bring lot of positivity, take care of your family. So there were lockdowns, and even if it is going to be worst, even if it is going to be a complete lockdown, still we have to survive. We survived a lot, we have seen a lot, and we are experiencing this. This too shall pass. Only positivity. Happily watch your favorite videos in YouTube. Subscribe to Amazon Prime and watch videos and all. So many students will say, Pawan sir, is it you who's speaking like this? You're so studious and you want your student to run on his toe all the time. Are you saying watch videos and all? Yes, I myself am encouraging you to watch movies, watch whatever you want, because I'm telling you the exams postponed anyway and will not happen immediately. The postponement cannot be 10 days, 20 days, 30 days postponement, I'm telling you. Indefinitely. IPL, indefinitely. CS exams, indefinitely postponed. CA exams, indefinitely postponed. We don't know. And as I told you, studies is only one small particle of your life. More, it is about your safety, your family, your happiness, your health. Isn't it? First priority is that. Remember, 2020, 2021, these are not years for career growth. These are not years for your career and growth. Don't look at your career, don't look at your growth, don't look at your academics. These 2 years, unfortunately, are the years for survival. It is testing whether you can survive into the future or not. So first, let us survive. After that, we'll stabilize. After that, we'll see the growth in our careers, or in our earnings, in our businesses. That we'll see later. Now it is the period of survival. Have faith in the God. Pray regularly. Read holy books. Take care of your family, your money, earnings, all these things. They will follow definitely from the next year onwards. And last thing, any person who's in your vicinity, instead of contributing money to PM or CM funds, if any person is there in your vicinity, contribute some money to them, contribute some food to them. Even I have decided to help some less privileged people with monthly groceries and all. To the extent possible, whatever God has given to me, I am trying to give meal to less privileged people. I encourage you, in your vicinity also there will be so many people who are less privileged, who need your help. So instead of doing to PM fund or CM fund, first help these people, less privileged people. They could be roadside workers, or any other people, or any orphanages and all, because nowadays orphanages and old age homes, they are not getting more donations. So go and give food to them. Okay, that blessings will definitely be there on you and your family. So what is the summary conclusion of the story? Only positivity, no negativity. We are not going to get this anxiety, stress, panic, depression, panic attacks, fear. Nothing will come to us. We are bold, we are positive, we pray, we'll have faith, we follow social distancing, we follow all preventive measures, we pursue our hobbies, and we take care of our family. This should be the attitude. Okay, and I pray God that all this negativity, virus, COVID, whatever you call it, that should be away from the human being's life. And maybe again we'll have that smile on the face, we'll have that social life. We go to the restaurants, hotels, cinema halls, we go to shopping malls, okay, we go to pubs, we dance. Maybe that era will come sooner. Thank you so much. Please take care of yourself. God bless you.